YouTube Nation, Manvin TV, aka Me TV, aka as voted by the fans, the bro side of the East, aka Sony is paranoid. You know what? They starting to make me paranoid. They starting to make everybody paranoid. They should start making you paranoid too. This is getting out of hand. For those who don't understand what I'm talking about, Sony versus the hackers. Yeah, the hackers. Yeah, it's garbage. Look, let me tell you something, all right? They're not hackers. They're people just like you and me, all right? They're people. They're people, all right? And they're pissed off. And I don't blame them. But you know what? Let's not get in that right now, all right? I want to talk about this a little bit more because I really wanted to wait, all right, to talk about this issue later. I want to see how this played out first. But apparently, what Sony has done as of late is it's becoming a big shitstorm, and it's starting to piss off a lot of people. And you know what? I don't blame people for being mad after reading all the things. So, for those who don't know what I'm talking about with this OtherOS issue and the lawsuits versus Geo and all this other bullshit that's going on, let's check this out real quick.
Hello Sony. It has come to our unfortunate attention that you have decided to interrupt the free flow of information. As you well know from other acts performed by Anonymous, that we will not stand for this. By suing GeoHot and attempting to view the IP addresses of those who watched his videos, you have entered the hive. You have abused and penalized your customers for obtaining and sharing jailbreak software. This is the same thing as someone buying and legally owning a computer but being punished for installing or deleting programs. You saw the hive, and you stuck your penis in it. Now you will feel the wrath of Anonymous. Your official websites will be taken offline, including the PlayStation Store. These attacks will continue until we are completely satisfied with the outcome. We are Anonymous. We are Legion. We do not forgive greedy companies. We do not forget the denial of free flow of information. Expect us.
Now, for those who don't know what it is, or just like, what the fuck? That is the group Anonymous, who decided to call Sony's bluff on this issue due to the fact of what Sony has done as of late. Now, I've been reading a lot of forums, all right? Now, I've read this, like I said, I've been keeping up on this, all right? And it's amazing. Like I said, I don't know how to hack, but just reading some of the things, it's really educational, actually. But to hear certain things that have been said about these guys, or just hackers in general, you know, oh, they're trolls, and they just want to destroy everything, and that's not the case, all right? And I'll explain this later, but that statement, for what I'm hearing, was a response to what Sony said on February 9th in court. So let's read that real quick, all right? It says, there's a transcript from the February 9th hearing in the Sony class action attached as an exhibit to the plaintiff's letter to the judge in the case. Now, this is the OS lawsuit, okay? It says, and I think you'll be amazed. It says, what I would like to know what SCEA's lawyers think of customers who use Linux. It says, we found out because the hearing begins with SCEA asking the judge for access to the plaintiff's hard drives. All of them. So anybody, any of you guys who filed that OtherOS lawsuit, they're going to look at your hard drive now. That's what they're doing. All right? Now it says, why would you want that? The judge asked. It says, these are not defendants accused of anything. Remember, Sony is the one in the hot seat. But here's the incredible answer. It says, because, says their attorney, these plaintiffs say they use Linux, so SCEA suspects that they were part of a hacking conspiracy and they would like to check. So pretty much anybody who signed up for that lawsuit, who signed up and want, you know, reimbursed for losing OtherOS, they're trying to say you're hackers. So they're lumping you all together now. Yeah, that's a dick move, Sony. I'm sorry, but it is. And because of that, this is what I'm hearing. Because of that statement, and because we found out that SCEA has switched SCEI or something like that, it's a whole bunch, it's a whole lot of lawyer jargon. Let me tell you, like I said, the link is in the info bar. All right, there's just way too much information to let you guys know, but it is a good read. It's very educational. If you really want to know what's going on, please read the article. All right. Now, with that being said, because of this and because of Sony's witch hunt, because that's what it is. It's a witch hunt at this point. All right. Let's see what else Anonymous has said as of late.
A statement of purpose from your anonymous friends. Anonymous is currently targeting Sony's website. We are doing this because Sony is currently suing people for making features the PlayStation originally had available to the public. We refer to the ability to install Linux. Despite the fact that this was an advertised feature, Sony got access to the PS3's firmware under the guise of security concerns. In truth, this does nothing but restricting access to legally purchased material, the PS3 system itself. People who refused to update their consoles lost features such as PSN access, and to related media content and to playback of some PS3 software titles or Blu-ray discs. As Techland reported, George Hotz, a PS3 hacker, figured out how to jailbreak the PS3 or unlock the features Sony removed with the 3.21 patch. Hotz, using the online persona GeoHotz, released the instructions for the jailbreak on his personal site, and Sony brought legal action against him. Additionally, Sony has received permission to subpoena Bluehost, GeoHotz's hosting company, to reveal a list of IP addresses of every visitor that visited GeoHotz's site. This means that everybody who ever visited GeoHotz's website or watched his YouTube video documenting the jailbreak is at risk of having their IP handed over to Sony. This is why anons all over the world are currently attacking Sony, and not the PSN login servers, which we have access to but are refraining from attacking. We are not after the players. Our demands are these. Sony must allow for end-user modification of the PS3, as was available prior to the 3.21 update. Sony must end any attempts to bring legal action to those wishing to alter a product they own. Sony must not pursue legal action against the collected IP addresses. We are not being unreasonable in our demands. We ask only that Sony restore the features that were originally found on the PlayStation 3.
We are anonymous. We are Legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget. You should have expected us.
So after hearing and reading those demands, they're pretty damn reasonable. Seriously, they're reasonable, but you and I both know that Sony will not comply with that. When you have two sides that are feel justified in what they're doing, understand that there will be no compromise. There will be no medium, no middleman, nothing. All right, so they're just going to keep butting heads, and it's only going to get worse for us gamers. Now, the Anonymous has come out and said, we are not after the gamers. And I know a lot of gamers are saying now, well, look, the PlayStation had maintenance and all this other crap. They attacked them. If they attacked them, let me tell you something. It is a preemptive strike to let them know that they are serious. Understand the rules of engagement before you judge. It's part of life, all right? Understand that. So, if they're saying they're not after the gamers or they're ruining their experience, you have to take their word for now until you see something. Like I said, it also depends on who you're backing to. I'll get in that in a minute, all right? But also understand that this stems from a long way. This is a long history with this, all right? Because of the fact that the PSP. We all know what happened with the PSP. I mean, seriously, Sony didn't listen to fans. The fans came out and said we wanted more features. They want the PSP to be cooler. What you want you to understand. These guys, anonymous or hackers or gamers or whoever, understand they want to see you thrive. They want to see you do better. They want to see you evolve. And Sony or any other company are not doing that. What are they doing now? What have we been talking about for how long? They're playing the safe route. They're playing the safe route. No one wants to do it. Nobody. You have to understand that. So, Sony didn't listen to the fans with the PSP. And what happened? Homebrew came along. We saw in-game screenshots, custom music. We saw all this stuff for the PSP when it comes to their games. And Sony got mad because they said, you know what? Now that they're making some waves, they were like, we could have actually sold this type of stuff. Yeah, you dropped the ball on this, Sony. And then on top of it, and people like me went to Sony and said, look, I want to be able to play the physical PlayStation 1 games that I have. I want to be able to play them on my PSP. All you had to do was put it on the PS3 and have it convert over, all right? Sony did not listen. What did Sony do? Sony said, okay, we'll give you PS1 games. We'll put them on the PSN store and you'll have to pay for them again. I'm not paying for the same exact game again. All you had to do was comply or meet us in the middle and say, hey, look, we'll make a converter and then you have to pay for it. I'd have had no problem with that. I'd have had no problem paying for a converter. I'm telling you this now. But Sony didn't want to do that. You see what I mean? Sony doesn't want to hear what the fans want. They just want to do what they want, what works for them in an advantage as a company. They don't want to meet us in the middle anywhere. So this is why the PSP got hacked to death and was laid dead in the water. That's what it was. All right? Understand that this has, like I said, there's a history with this of Sony not listening. This could have been stopped a long time ago. But Sony didn't want to listen. They wanted to play by their rules. Now, with that being said, speaking of rules, I want to get in this. Before I get in the rules, by the way, the NGP, for what they're saying, reports are that it's going to be more than expected. And last time we heard, it was going to be, what, $299? Trent himself came out and said it's going to be more than expected. So I'm letting you guys know this now. Link is in the info bar. You can read up if you want. With that being said, let's get in the rules real quick. Understand, terms of service. When Sony gives you this, it's an agreement, but it's more of an ultimatum. It really is, all right? And people are saying, well, you have to do it just for online. No, understand, it goes beyond online. Offline gamers will tell you this, all right? They're telling you, agree to the terms of service, or you have a fancy paperweight in your PS3. That's what they're telling you. Why? Because people who play offline, when they go buy recent games, the firmware is on that disc. If you want to play that game, they're forcing you to upgrade. Understand that. On top of it, for those who don't know, not too long ago, Sony came out in this case and said that, you know, you don't even own your PS3. You're leasing your PS3. Yeah. And a lot of people was pissed off about that. They said, look, if I bought it, I bought it. It's mine. I should be able to do whatever the hell I want with it. I own the hardware, but I'm probably leasing the software. But Sony has said that, no, really, you're just leasing the entire thing. If that is the case, then Sony, I've heard this from a lot of gamers, if we're leasing it and we get yellow light dev, shouldn't you have to back that? Shouldn't you give us an extended warranty? What happened to all the people that bought the $600 PS3 at the time, right? And then when you came out with the Slim, because you had all the failure rates, and you said that it wasn't high enough failure rate to take the blame for it, that it was gamers' responsibility, it was on them, when we knew there was a flaw in your system. And on top of it, when the Slim came out and it started to get big, you gave them an extended warranty, but fucked everyone else from the beginning who supported you. See, understand that you have pissed off a lot of gamers, Sony. Understand this. And there's way too much fighting going on these days. It really is. I mean, let's get down to this, really. Think about it. Our hobby, it's been gamers versus developers. It's been developers versus other developers. It's been developers versus fighting within their own companies. We've seen that. Then we have companies versus other companies. Then on top of that, you have companies versus gamers. And then you have, you know, and I mean that because of the lawsuit going on. And then on top of it, you have the media versus the companies versus the developers and the gamer, and generalizing the gamers. And then on top of it, you have gamers versus gamers.
And Damien.
Oh, damn it.
I bet there's a lot of hidden missiles involved.
How far does this mic reach? Can you get back there?
What?
How far does this mic reach? Can you get back there? Can you get back there?
I don't know. I'm not gonna try. I'm not that. And Damien just won! No, I just got bodied in my face. Oh my god! Holy shit!
Wow.
Are you fucking kidding me? Yo, Marvel! Holy shit! Holy fucking shit! Yo, is he? Get the fuck out, Noel! It's Marvel, baby!
With all this fighting going on, it feels like everyone's a drama queen. Seriously, where's the camaraderie? Where's the quality? Where's the fun? Seriously, where is the evolution? This is what I'm waiting for. If this is next generation, I'm not talking graphics. It's time to step up to the plate. You have to understand, with all this going, everyone's wrapped up amongst themselves, and you're failing to realize that the media is sitting back like this. They're just waiting to drop that bomb on us. They're waiting to generalize all of us in a negative fashion. You have to understand that we are hurting our own hobby. We are hurting our own industry. We are the architects of our own destruction. You have to stop this. Think about it. Think about it. This is a bigger game. We're just a small piece of the pie here, guys. Seriously. You have to think about this. Understand that there are a lot of people at work to knock us down, and there are a lot of people at work to build us up. You have to understand, I'm telling you now, no matter what side you pick, all right, there is no good and evil, all right? And I'm saying this when I mean the company, anonymous, gamers, media, whatever. There's no good and evil, only merely perspective. Understand that one man's freedom fighter is another man's terrorist. You have to understand this. But speaking of the media, Fox News has come out once again and said something about Duke Nukem. Yeah, now before they said something about, Bulletstorm, now it's Duke Nukem. And I'm sure Duke Nukem speaks for everybody, because I would love to jump on Fox real quick, but you know what? I'm sure Duke Nukem speaks for everybody when he says this.
Eat shit and die.
I want you to listen up real good, Fox, because the next time you decide to go after another video game, I'm going to have to make another video and bury your ass, all right? Because the fact is, I'll make you look worse than what I did last time. All right, you have to understand that you are responsible for this. Yes, you. Because you're the one who put the reports out there and scared people and had parents in a panic. All right, and said, we need a rating system. All right, well, you got the rating system now, and you still don't use the damn thing. Yet you still want to blame Violent Games for hurting the kiddies, huh? Stop. Seriously, stop. I will make another video. Stop. Seriously. But we have other news to get into. Resident Evil Raccoon City, I'm getting ready to get into it. Understand this real quick. It is not a horror game. It is a squad-based shooter. Yes. All right, now let's get into this. It says, Capcom isn't aiming for another horror game with Resident Evil Operation at Raccoon City. It says this time around, we're setting the game in the Resident Evil world, but we aren't aiming for another horror game, but a shooting game. All right, it also says Capcom was pleased with Slant Six because they get it, because they're not lazy like other Western developers. Yes, it says the Canucks came in early on a Sunday and gave us all sorts of recommendations. They want to do it rather than being dragged out of bed, if you like. So they've completely changed my perception about working with the Western developers. Let me get something straight. If you think that all Western, well, apparently from Slant Six, obviously outside of Slant Six, if you think Western developers are so lazy, then why are you trying to follow their style of games? You're a fucking hypocrite. That's what you are. You know, I'm gonna put this down real quick. You know what? Because I have to get into this. We'll show you some more. Yeah, I'd show you this. Look at this. There will be blood, co-op gameplay, prosthetic legs, and kill Leon in Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. Now, I want to get in this real quick because they say it is a squad-based shooter. But let's say, look, I'll show you some. I'll show you some of the pictures first. Look at this. Let's go to this one first. Look, hiding behind cars, ducking and covering, zombies. Look, they're the influences that they use. Walking Dead, the TV show, the comic, 28 Days Later, regular Resident Evil. It says that there's a new horror, but I'm going to show you some more screenshots real quick before I go back. Look, I don't know if you can really see that on the screen, but look, Leon is trying to shoot people, your killer characters. Like, I'm still interested, but it's interesting to hear that, look, it says, Capcom said, pitch us a wild idea for a Resident Evil game. Pitch us a Western idea. Pitch us something that uses your expertise. Now, look, I'll show you that quote right there in big letters. See it? Show us your expertise. Now, look, I would like to say that expertise and Slant Six really don't go hand in hand. All right? I would just like to say that. But, hey, I'm still interested to see what they can bring to the game. We all know what they did with the SOCOM confrontation, which is absolute fucking ass. All right? But I still want to see more gameplay before deciding. Right now, like they said, it's not a horror game. It's not. There's a lot of detail in that book. Maybe I'll get into it later. Like I said, we don't have the time for it. But we have more. Now, I know some of you guys have been asking me about Mortal Kombat real quick. 360 exclusives. This is what we have so far. So far, it's a rumor, so we don't know. Take it with a grain of salt. And link will be in the info bar as well. All these links in the info bar. It says exclusive mode Puzzle Combat features online play, leaderboards, and avatar support. Exclusive arena, the Pit 360. Remake of the Pit 3 from MK3. Okay? King of the Hill mode will include avatar support. It says DLC character Lady in Red will be available to the Xbox Live users as free download for a limited time after her release. It says exclusive avatar gear will be available for purchase as well. So meaning they have limited time release content, time exclusive content, and link, like I said, link is in the info bar. We'll get to this. Speaking of Mortal Kombat, I'm gonna put this down real quick. I would like to say that our character spotlight this week will be something that I think was hilarious when I first saw the film. And a lot of you guys have messaged me about this earlier this week as well about it. So y'all wanted me to show it. So this video clip is by fan request. But those who don't understand, character spotlight on my favorite MK character, Johnny Cage. Check this out.
Johnny Cage, the man who brought you Ninja Mind, is about to take on his most challenging role yet.
Hey, listen, honey, we don't want to fight.
As Johnny Cage.
I make this look easy. And I'm taking you down, I'm taking you down, I'm taking you out, I'm taking you out. And I'm taking you out for dinner.
With millions of lives at stake, Johnny Cage is the world's only chance at salvation.
He was busy hitting me in the face.
When Johnny enters the ring, he plays by different rules.
Sure, let's go ruin someone else's life.
Johnny Cage isn't afraid to get a little messy.
You couldn't have seen that in one of your hot flashes?
And most of all, in order to win, he's willing to fight dirty.
I'm sorry, but they got it right finally. That's how Johnny Cage is supposed to be. I'm sorry. I don't like the tattoo still on the chest, but still, that looks hilarious. I'm just saying, that's the Johnny Cage I know. That's exactly what I thought when playing in Mortal Kombat 1. Yeah, that's how it is. Anyways, we have some more news to get into. You guys have been telling me this. You've been asking me this for quite a long time. You wanted me to talk about it, and now I have some news. Kingdom Hearts 3. Let me tell you this now, guys. Don't get happy. Kingdom Hearts 3 will not be released in 2012. Won't. It says 2012 is the 10th anniversary of Kingdom Hearts, Nomura told the magazine. It says, so we like to do something to celebrate. It says, however, I will say this up front. Just because it's the 10th anniversary, we still won't have Kingdom Hearts 3 out. So there's your Kingdom Hearts 3 news, guys. Sorry. Anyways, Shenmue 3. Get into it real quick. It says they think that Sega will let them do the project. It says, and speaking of the budget, Suzuki said at the same panel at Shenmue cost merely $47 million to make, not the previously stated $70 million that Sega quoted. So there's a possibility that we will get it. It says they teased Shenmue 3 at the GDC. It says, but it's not guaranteed yet. Just letting you guys know. Also, Quantic Dream is in talks with Sony to reveal 2 new games at E3. It says, this is in discussion right now with Sony, said Cage. It says, we'll see. I can't really answer anything on release dates. We are in production right now, so nothing will be coming out this year for sure. It says elsewhere, he's also stated and teased that both titles will be very different to each other and Heavy Rain, and are based on the concept of narrative storytelling and emotions. So we'll see what happens. Also, Ninja Theory needs your help. That's right. There is an internship program right now going on with Ninja Theory. The link is in the info bar. All the links are in the info bar. I'm not going to spend my time talking about Ninja Theory. They're garbage. Anyways, for those who've been asking for a while, Splinter Cell. Yes, the collection will be hitting the PSN very soon. It says Splinter Cell 1, Splinter Cell Pandora Tomorrow, and Splinter Cell Chaos Theory will hit in June for the PS3. Also, let me say that these ports are not from the PS2 games. They are from the PC games, which right here has a lot more content and you can do a lot more things with it. So just letting you know that now. Okay? Anyways, that's all we have for today. And I would like to say that even though Sony has done a lot of bad things as of late, in my perspective, as of late, I don't know about your perspective, but my perspective as of late, they've done a lot of things and they really could, clean this up. Seriously, the PR for this, it's killing them. It's killing them. All right, and we've seen other consoles go through this piracy and all this other thing too, but you never heard, too much about it. It wasn't as big as what Sony is making this. Just letting you know that now. Sony, cut out your witch hunt, please. Anyways, with that being said, we have a new trailer just came out this week. That's right, this week. Hopefully, you guys are excited about this as much as I am. I will talk to you later. Y'all be safe. I'm out. Y'all have a good weekend.
You think I'm ready for this?
The way I see it, there's basically 2 types of people. All stubborn guys like me. We may not like the hell that happens to us, but we deal with it. There are guys like you.
This is gonna be a short-term visit, man. We're just gonna get in. I'm gonna get some new powers. Zeke, I got it.
So, what happened?
I actually think I might have a new power.
Really? Come on, let's see what you got. Cheers, brother. Half as long.
Twice as bright.